This presentation is presented by the Howell High School Guidance Department to inform seniors on the process to apply to four-year colleges and universities. If you do plan on applying to a four-year college or university, the first steps you need to take include joining two separate Google Classrooms. The first is the Class of 2021 Guidance Google Classroom. In this classroom, you will find your counselor's brag sheet that will need to be completed in order for your counselor to compose a recommendation for you. Additionally, you will need to sign up for your individual counselor's Google Classroom. In this Google Classroom, you will be able to view available appointment time slots where you could sign up for a virtual meeting to discuss the college process with your school counselor. Some of the resources that you will find in the Guidance Class of 2021 Google Classroom include a Howell High School College Application Checklist. Please print out this checklist and use it as you navigate through this process. A completed college application package consists of several components, some of which are student responsibilities and other of which fall under the responsibilities of your school counselor. For instance, the college application itself must be completed by the student and sent to the college. When a student is ready to submit their application to the college, it is also important for them to remember to submit any SAT or ACT scores that may be required by that college. If you are unsure whether or not your college requires the SAT or ACT scores this year, please check your college's webpage for further information. In addition to the application itself and any SAT scores or ACT scores that may be required, there's another package of supplemental materials that get sent directly to each college from the Howell High School Guidance Department. This package includes the student's transcript, a school profile, teacher recommendations, and a counselor recommendation. It is extremely important that each student communicates with their counselor the timeline that they will be applying to the colleges. As you will see in this presentation, it is extremely important that there are open lines of communication between the student and the counselor to ensure that all documentation gets sent to the college around the same time. The first step on the college application checklist, and something that should be completed by all seniors, is the release of the transcript and decile form. To view your transcript, please log on to the parent portal and view your full transcript under the grading tab to ensure accuracy. Once you are certain that your transcript reflects all the courses you have taken here at Howell High School, please proceed to the Forms tab and select the FRHSD Transcript Review and Consent form. On this form, you will be asked to select whether or not you would like your decile to appear on your transcript. Here at Howell High School, we do not use a ranking system. Instead, it is a decile system. Decile 1 means you are in the top 10% of your class, decile 2 in the top 20%, so on and so forth. It is not necessary to include your decile on your transcript unless you feel that it will be beneficial to you in the application review process. Completing college applications has been simplified over the years by the introduction of what's called the Common Application. It is likely that many of your schools may be using the Common Application as their standard application for admission. Some schools also accept what is called the Coalition application or may have their own application on the school's website. It is up to you as the student to go on each individual college webpage to view which type of application your college accepts. If you are a Common App user, you will be required to complete what is called the FERPA Waiver. The FERPA is basically a privacy act that talks about your rights to view those recommendations that have been written for you by your teacher or your counselor. Most colleges do expect you to waive those rights to view the recommendations that have been written on your behalf. The thought process behind this is that you will be asking teachers and counselors who only have positive things to say about you. This waiver must be signed on your Common Application itself before you can link your Common App to your Naviance account.
To complete the FERPA release authorization, you must first log in to your Common Application account. Once you have logged into your account, you will access your dashboard. On your dashboard, you will see a full list of the colleges you are applying to. Go ahead and click the My Colleges tab, and on the left-hand column, you will see the list of colleges you are applying to. Click on one of the colleges, and then on the drop-down menu, you will see Recommenders and FERPA under the application subtitle. From there, you will go ahead and complete the release authorization, and you will see a pop-up window with instructions. Click on that you have read and understand the form, and that you agree to waive your rights to review all recommendations and supporting documents. You will then click one more box and type in your signature along with today's date. Next, you will hit Save and Close, and your release authorization is submitted. If you are applying to any four-year colleges through Common App, you will need to match your Common App account with your Naviance account. This will ensure that the guidance office can send your transcripts and your school documents, including letters of recommendation, through Naviance to Common App. To match your Common Application with your Naviance account, log in to your student Naviance account, click on the Colleges tab, and then click on Colleges I'm applying to. From here, you will click on Match Accounts, and you will need to enter in your Common App email address and your date of birth. When matching accounts, make sure this information is correct. Teachers and counselors will be unable to process recommendations and transcripts without the FERPA waiver completed. You will only need to enter your Common App email address if you completed applications using the Common Application. If you did not use the Common Application, you may leave the email address blank and select I don't need this.
Naviance is an essential component of this process as well, as Naviance is the platform that we use to upload all of those supplemental materials that Howell High School sends to your colleges. For instance, your transcript, teacher recommendations, and counselor recommendation will all be uploaded to Naviance and available for your counselor to send over to your colleges as you apply. Therefore, each student must add each college that they are applying to under the Colleges I'm Applying To section on their Naviance page. Some of your schools may require letters of recommendation not only from your counselor but also from teachers. If your school does require teacher letters of recommendation, you want to take time to think about which teachers you would like to ask. You may want to ask teachers in certain academic subject areas or content areas that are similar to the major you intend on pursuing at the college. If you would like to send an outside letter of recommendation, that can be done separately by having the outside recommender send the letter directly to the college, either via email or directly by the USPS. If you are asking Howell High School teachers to compose a letter of recommendation on your behalf, please be sure to first email that teacher and ask them if they would be willing to write a letter for you. If the teacher agrees to write a letter on your behalf, you may then want to ask them if they would like you to fill out the teacher recommendation brag sheet that is available to you on Naviance. Some teachers may utilize this brag sheet to help them in writing that recommendation. Others may know you well enough that they do not require the brag sheet. In addition to asking this question, please be sure to also communicate with the teachers the dates that you expect to be applying to the colleges. It is important to let your teachers know when you will be applying so that they can have their recommendation completed in time. It is also best practice to send a little thank you either via email or a little card to those people who have written a recommendation on your behalf.
To electronically request teachers' letters of recommendation via Naviance, first log in to your Naviance student account. Next, you will select Colleges in the top right corner, and you will select Colleges Home. Scroll down to subtitle Apply to Colleges and click on Letters of Recommendation. From here, you will click Add Request and fill out the form. First, you will select which teacher you would like to write this letter of recommendation from the drop-down menu. Next, you will select which college the request is for. Typically, students will select that they would like that teacher to write a letter for all current and future colleges that they are applying to. And finally, you will include a personal note to remind your recommender about your qualities or any specifics about your request. Typically, what we will see here is students thanking their teacher for writing their letter and also adding in when their due dates are. Finally, you will submit your request. Make sure you submit one request per teacher. Once the teacher has completed their letter of recommendation, they will submit the letter to Naviance. Students will not be able to access this letter. However, counselors will have access and will be able to send out your teacher letter of recommendation when your applications are ready. To complete your teacher brag sheets, log into your Naviance account and click on About Me in the top right corner. Next, you will select My Surveys from the drop-down menu, and you will look for Surveys Not Started. From here, you will see Brag Sheet for Teacher 1 and Brag Sheet for Teacher 2. Click on the first brag sheet, and you will answer the following questions. It does not matter which teacher you put for Brag Sheet for Teacher 1 or Brag Sheet for Teacher 2, as long as you complete both brag sheets. Once you complete the following questions, you will scroll down to the bottom and click Update. Once you click Update, the teacher that you have electronically requested for a recommendation on Naviance will be able to access your brag sheet and the answers to the questions.
As discussed earlier, your counselor will also be writing you a letter of recommendation. Counselor brag sheets can be found on the Guidance Class of 2021 Google Classroom. Please complete and submit the brag sheet for your specific counselor. When completing your counselor brag sheet, please keep in mind that this is your chance to really brag about yourself and share with us some things we might not know about you. If there are any struggles that you have had to overcome or any awards that you have received that we might not know about, take this opportunity to share them with us. The counselor recommendation is a chance for the admissions officer to see a side of you that they may not see in your application and your essay. This year, the submission of SAT or ACT scores may look a little different. With the COVID-19 pandemic, many schools have decided to go test optional. Please check your college's specific webpage to see whether or not your school requires any standardized test scores this year. It is likely that if a school has gone test optional, they may require an additional supplemental essay to be written in place of those SAT or ACT scores. If you do need to send SAT or ACT scores to your colleges, you will need to do so yourself by either visiting the College Board website for your SAT scores or the ACT student website for your ACT scores. It is the student's responsibility to ensure that these official score reports are sent to each individual college. Please do so at least 1 to 2 weeks prior to when you plan to submit your application. Sometimes it takes a little bit of extra time for these companies to get their scores sent to the appropriate colleges. On September 29th, the FRHSD will be offering a free financial aid night for 12th grade students and parents. Please check your email for the link to attend this virtual information session. Additionally, the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, will be available to students and families beginning on October 1st of this year. Some of your schools may require an additional financial aid application called the CSS profile. You can find out whether or not your school requires the CSS profile by visiting that college's financial aid page. Many students are interested in applying for outside scholarships. There are thousands of scholarships available to students. Please utilize the scholarship tools on the Guidance website if you would like more information on available scholarships. The Freehold Regional High School District also offers various scholarships to graduating seniors. Those scholarships will be announced this spring. Each year, hundreds of college reps from all over the country come and visit Howell High School to connect with our students. This year, all of our college rep visits will be done virtually via a Google Meet. To sign up for the college rep visits, please go to the College Visits page on Naviance. It is found under the Colleges tab. Next to the college you are interested in, simply hit the Sign Me Up button. You will receive a link to that virtual visit the day of the college rep visit.
The National Association for College Admissions Counseling will be hosting several virtual college fairs in the upcoming months. Students and families are invited to attend these free one-day events. For more information, please visit the following URL listed on the slide. The Freehold Regional High School District has a number of resources available for seniors who are currently in the college planning process. To access these resources, visit the Freehold Regional High School District's webpage at frhsd.com. Next, you will click on Departments, and you will click on the Guidance tab. From here, you will see a list of post-secondary resources, as well as links for the NACAC Virtual College Fair and the NJACAC Virtual College Exploration website. You can also click on the Remote College application page, where students can see resources and tutorials about the college process. From here, you can scroll down to view virtual college admissions and application panels, along with questions and answers. You will also be able to see a senior spotlight. Next, there is information about the Common Application and Coalition application, including the COVID-19 question on the Common App. If you still need to search for colleges and you plan on attending a four-year college after graduation, you will find PowerPoint presentations and a college search log template for your use. Additionally, you will see Naviance student resources and information about the college essay and personal statement. Finally, there are parent resources listed as well to answer any questions that parents or guardians may have. And there is also resources for financial aid and scholarships. The final links include resources for applying to colleges with a 504 or IEP.
Remember, all of the counselors here at Howell High School are here to support you in this endeavor. Please make sure that you sign up for individual counselor appointments using your school counselor's Google Classroom. Additionally, here's our contact information. You can reach us anytime via email. Good luck.